Brothers getting shermed out. Snoop Dogg and the double R permed out. MOB. You know what? I think Faizon Love has a point when he said Pac was banging on Snoop with that line. You can always look at it. You can always flip the coin and look at it from the other side and say, no, Pac was just trying to bring the Crips and the Bloods together on this. I don't know. I tend to go with what Faizon Love said, man. Because we have to understand that Tupac was upset with Snoop at that time. And now that I think of it, you know, Snoop played a part in that also. I gotta put the blame on Snoop also, because Snoop was acting timid and passive around Tupac and wasn't speaking his mind. Pac said in the interview that he gonna make Death Row bigger than Snoop ever did. Snoop should have checked him. Pac said this, I think, before he even came to Death Row. He said that maybe in a prison interview, if I'm not mistaken, but he said he was excited to be joining Death Row. He's joining Death Row because of Snoop. One of the reasons he joined Death Row because he loves Snoop, big fan of Snoop, but he wants to make Death Row bigger than Snoop ever did. Not to step on Snoop's toes. I mind you, that's what he said. But yeah, Snoop should have checked Pac out the gate, man. You can't let a strong personality like Pac just run wild and do what he want to do, because he's gonna end up stepping on your toes. You know, he's gonna end up taking over. He's gonna end up taking over the house. You gotta set him straight. You can't let no other man. If you're an alpha, you can't let no other man. You can't let no other alpha just come in your house and take over your house, bro. You gotta have what Caesar Milan says. You gotta have rules and limitations. I forgot what Caesar Milan says, man, but that's what Snoop Dogg went wrong at. He was too passive. He didn't communicate. And communication is the key in any relationship, bro. They always say communication is the key. And that is so true. Gotta have communication. Because you see what happened in that relationship? That relationship failed because the communication was off. Snoop didn't communicate to Tupac how he really felt. Okay, it all started when they shot at Snoop's trailer in New York. Snoop came back a little hot, got on a diss track with Tupac or whatever. It never really surfaced. But if Snoop wasn't real, if Snoop's heart wasn't in it, you know, he should have told him, if your heart wasn't in it, why didn't you tell me so? You know what I'm saying? He should have told Pac. You know, I gotta put the blame on Snoop a little bit too. He should have been like, yo, Pac, I ain't with this ish, man. I'm going through a trial. I'm fighting for my life right now. I'm trying to stay low. I ain't trying to bang on nobody. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to stay off the radar right now. He should have told Pac that. Pac would have understood. You know what I'm saying? But he kept quiet until he went on that interview on Hot 97 and then started talking all this and all. They my homeboys and all that. See, I think what it was is Snoop Dogg resented Tupac. Tupac came in there and took over. Snoop Dogg got lost in the shuffle. Dre left. You know, Snoop Dogg was kind of lost. He was lost out there. You know. Tupac hanging with Suge Knight. They the best of friends or whatever. And he ain't communicating with Snoop. Snoop ain't communicating with him. And you know, Snoop was the top dog. And like I said, 2 alphas in the house. One alpha come take over your house. It's gonna be some friction. Like I said, you can't let a strong personality like Tupac come take over, bro. He gonna freaking take over. You gotta check him at the door. And Snoop didn't check him at the door. Snoop just let the man run wild. You know, you can't do that. You can't do that. Damn, what Caesar Milan said? You gotta have rules, standards, and limitations. It ain't standards, but rule, limits, and limit. Oh man, I'm forgetting that. But that's what you gotta do. You gotta set up the rules and the limitations. You know what I'm saying? You gotta set that up. You gotta communicate. And I ain't saying, you know, Tupac was some wild dog you gotta train. No, I ain't saying that. I'm just saying you have to communicate with another human being, another alpha male, about what's accepted and what's not accepted. You know, rules, boundaries, and limitations. That's what Caesar Milan was saying. You have to set up rules, boundaries, and limitations. You know, Snoop didn't set that up with Pac, and he didn't communicate with Pac how he truly felt about certain situations. And that's why, if you don't communication is the key to any relationship. To keep any relationship strong and healthy, you gotta have communications. Because if you don't have communication, you're gonna have misunderstandings, and you're gonna have a fallout in a relationship. And that's where they had a fallout, because they wasn't talking to each other. And that's why you got them on different pages. That's why you got Snoop going on Hot 97 saying what he said, and you got Tupac upset because they wasn't communicating. And I gotta put like a lot of the blame on Snoop, because that was Snoop's house, and he let another man come in and take over his house. You can't do that, bro. He was being timid, weak, and passive, and Pac smelt the weakness in him. Pac smelt that he was weak. That's why Pac did what he did. He like, man, that nigga weak. I'm finna take over. I'm finna run this shit. That nigga weak. That's what he did. Snoop never confronted Pac about how he truly felt. If you felt like Pac should have left you out the beef, or if you felt like, cause he go on Hot 97 and talk about he felt like Pac should have let off on Biggie. He felt like Biggie didn't want it. He should have told Pac that. Snoop, you should have told Pac that. Pac would have respected you a lot more. But now he banging on you on To Live and Die in L.A. Big Snoop Dogg and his mother and the double R permed out M.O.B. Now he banging on you because he don't respect you. Because you don't communicate well. You didn't communicate with him and tell him how you felt. You weren't ready to bang with him if he wanted to bang. So Pac didn't respect you. Period, point blank. He didn't respect him. That's why he banged on him like he did. Communication is the key to keep any relationship strong and healthy, bro. When you stop communicating, chaos forms. Bunch of chaos. If you don't train your dog, and I'm not saying Tupac a dog, but if you don't train a pit bull, chaos gonna form. You gotta train that pit. Any dog, if you don't train it right, it's gonna take over your house. It's gonna take over the house. You gotta set rules, boundaries, and limitations for that dog. Hey, you can't sit on the couch. You can't sit on the bed. If you let a dog just do what it want to do, it gonna think, man, it gonna think it's equal to you. It's gonna take over your couch. It's gonna take over your bed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's what it was. Snoop let Pac take over Death Row. Snoop did that. Then he resented Pac for taking over Death Row. But you let him take over. Snoop, you let him take over. You got to blame yourself. You know, if Snoop would have been the G that y'all think he is, he would have came. He would have stepped. He would have stepped to Pac. Like, yo, man, what you doing? You out of pocket, bruh. You out of pocket. I ain't with this. I ain't with that. I'm trying to lay low, man. I got a trial. Leave me out that shit. Just leave me out that shit, bro. I got a trial I'm trying to face. I ain't with this and that. I feel like you should lay all big. Should have told Pac how you felt, man, instead of going on the radio station and telling how he feels. That's why you got Pac upset, homie. Now he banging on you.